Welcome to the Moon Tribe podcast. I'm Simona, your host. I'm here to inspire heart-led entrepreneurs and conscious leaders to follow their purpose and create a life of freedom, wealth, and magic. Welcome back, tribe! Good to have you for this episode, which is going to be the completion of Pisces season and also the last episode of this astrological year. We are about to reach the spring equinox, which is also the new beginning of the astrological year, and we're moving into Aries season. So we are coming to completion. I shared more about the energy of Pisces in the last episode. If you missed it, you can go back and listen about it. And today I want to speak about a really important theme for Pisces, which is your intuition. And are you trusting your intuition? Because our intuition can be really our superpower in our life and also in our business. And I've been working so much with my intuition to help me to take the right action in my business. And I feel that is an amazing, amazing secret, especially as conscious entrepreneurs. Our life can be so much easier because our intuition is basically our superpower that knows so much more than our rational mind. So let's dive into it. Today's episode is about how you can trust your intuition to take inspired action in your business. So you might have heard me talk about manifesting, which is divine co-creation. We are co-creating with the divine. And there's a level of us taking action, and at the same time, it's a co-creation. The other half is the divine meeting you halfway. God, Goddess, the universe, however you want to call it, a much bigger force that has created this entire universe is helping you, is co-creating with you. How amazing is that? So can we open up to allow this force to support us so we can co-create? So that's why I always say we can really use our spirituality as our superpower in business. As conscious entrepreneurs, if you are following your higher purpose, if you're following your deeper mission of why you are here on the planet, what you are really bringing, I feel there's a level of us required of really becoming a channel for divine energy. So we don't have all the answers, right? But if we open up to the divine, there's so much guidance available. And the thing is, often you might forget to ask for guidance, to ask for help, but it's always available to us. So if you have a practice of meditation, ask for guidance. If you have a practice of prayer, use it. It's about becoming a channel for this divine energy to come through. And our smaller ego to get out of the way, our smaller self needs to get out of the way. Because the smaller self is often questioning, it cannot understand, it cannot keep up, or it might have its own agenda, which is often not helpful. So if you've been in my world for some time, you might know that my coaching program, my group coaching program is called Business with Flow. And I'm very passionate about this idea of flow, being in the state of flow. My background is as a creative, as you know, so I really love this sense of being in a state of flow. And every athlete, every creative knows, everyone has experienced the state of flow. You know, even children fully immersed in what they are doing. It's when we are so fully in the moment, when we are deeply present, and we are also very focused on what we're doing. It's like when you're in the zone. And this is actually a state of peak performance. This is what you want to be in. This is what an Olympic athlete needs to be in to win. Otherwise, no chance, right? So you're not distracted. You're not anywhere else, but you're really present in the moment, all your attention, and everything is working together in perfect harmony. For me, this state of flow is very powerful and also very magical. I think it's actually an altered state of consciousness. We are in a higher consciousness when we are in the state of flow. We are fully connected with the divine, and we are really a channel for the divine. And for me, what I've learned is what it takes is a perfect balance of yin and yang. So what happens in the state of flow is we are completely relaxed. You are in the yin, you are deeply relaxed, you are deeply present. And yang, you are also very focused. You are taking action. It might be a painter painting. It might be a musician playing and just being at her best. So there's a level of surrender, of receptivity. And then there's a level of taking action, and they're meeting each other. And then we are in this magical state of flow. So how about if you could bring this flow into your business? And you might experience it in certain moments, like I have it. I love it when I'm writing, or when I'm having creative ideas, or when I'm designing, or probably also in many moments when I'm doing this podcast. I have it when I'm coaching my clients. I'm in complete flow. If we're having a good session, it's just flowing. I'm fully present. I'm connected. I know more than I can understand. My intuition knows everything. So I want you to take a moment to just ask yourself, when are you experiencing the state of flow in your business? And how can you really tap into it more? How can you use it? And often it's also about creating the right environment so you can tap into the state of flow. Because when we are in the state of flow, we are very much connected with our intuition and with our inner guidance. So I want to share with you 3 steps of how you can connect with your intuition, trust your intuition, and then take action in your business. So the first step is to receive an intuitive insight. Yeah, receive an intuitive hit. And that can happen anywhere. It might happen in the morning when you walk with your dog. It might be under the shower. Maybe you wake up in the middle of the night and you have all these ideas. Has this happened to you? You have to write them down. It might be in the most unexpected moments, right? So it's also, for me, there was this huge learning about, we have to let go of this idea that we are at our most productive if we're sitting at a desk in front of the computer 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. How is that ever going to be us being at our best? Instead, we need to really create an environment where we can be open to these intuitive insights and then take action on it. So it doesn't mean that we have to work so hard. It's more like doing the right things with the right energy. So going back to the insights and receiving the insights, intuitive hits. So this is when you are connected to your wisdom, or you are connected to your higher self. There are many ways to do it. You might have your own practices. Of course, there can be practices like meditation, like yoga, like breath work, super powerful. Any practices you are doing, ecstatic dance, free writing. And it can also be helpful to create a sacred space. Maybe you want to use your favorite crystal. Maybe you want to create an altar. You want to light a candle. In the morning, you can do an oracle card, that can be really beautiful as well, to give you a theme for the day. That is really actively working with your intuition, inviting your intuition into your life and into your business. Maybe you can pull a tarot card or an oracle card to give you insights on any questions you might have. Try it. At least for me, they are always so spot on, and they always give me deeper layers of information. So these are ways how you can support your intuition, and you can actively ask for it. So what happens when you get this intuitive insight? You suddenly get this idea, you get this intuition. Could be like, for example, sometimes oracle card says dance, or you get the idea, oh, maybe I should go to this cafe today. But what often happens is our mind gets in the way. Have you ever experienced that? Like your mind starts questioning it. Your mind's like, what do you mean go to this cafe? I have work to do. I have all these things. I have this meeting later. How are you going to go to a cafe now? Or you're saying, the mind starts to go like, dance? No, I'm going to do something else now. Dancing is not really, I don't want to dance now. So your intuition gives you the information, and then the mind often starts questioning and analyzing and saying, oh, this is a strange idea. Why would you do that? So what I can really recommend, just observe it, because the mind often can't catch up. The mind can't see the bigger picture like your intuition can. For me, the intuition is when you're connected to the universal internet. It's much better than any internet can ever be. It's like you are connected to all the information in the universe. And then you get this light bulb, and your mind can't catch up because it's the result of so many things going on in this bigger network. So your intuition is incredibly powerful. It's tapped into the whole knowledge, into the ocean of knowledge. So instead of questioning it, can you trust your intuition? Because let's say this example of going to the cafe. Maybe you are writing a book and you're very busy. So you're like, I can't go to the cafe now. Why should I go to the cafe? I have to finish three chapters today. I'm not going to the cafe. But if you trust your intuition, you're like, okay, actually it would be nice to go to the cafe. I need a little bit of a break. So you do it anyways. You follow your intuition, you go. And what happens? You're in the cafe, you bump into an old colleague. This old colleague tells you they just switched their job. They're working for a publisher. One thing leads to the next. In a conversation, suddenly you hear that this is actually a publisher. You would love to have your book published. And you exchange details. Next thing, you can already email her and she will help you work with this publishing house for your book. So that's just as an example of how things can be when you listen to your intuition. There's actually a bigger picture. There is something magical that can happen, synchronicities, meetings, situations that you couldn't even have planned that are laid out for you. So I want to invite you, can you practice it this week to trust your intuition, to follow your intuition, and just be curious what happens. See what happens. So that's the second step that I just explained, is take inspired action. This is something I always work with my clients. That has been a huge one for me because I had this old mindset that I have to work hard, that I have to do all these things and I have to work so many hours and I have to be productive. And that is very much also what we're being told, right? So that is very much in our society, like we need to work so hard to actually earn what we desire. And I don't believe that's true anymore. I don't feel we have to earn it. We actually just need to allow ourselves to receive it. Yeah. So with that in mind, instead of taking massive action, writing 100 emails, calling all these people, doing all these things, action is needed in your business, but I don't believe it has to be massive action, and it doesn't have to be exhausting. It needs to be the right action at the right time. And that's where your intuition can really help you. So you're like, oh, suddenly you remember this person. Maybe I need to call them. You remember an opportunity you had. Maybe I need to follow up on that. You remember about your client. Oh, maybe I should contact them. This is your intuition guiding you. So you don't need to do 1 million things, but you need to do the right things. So that's taking inspired action. And then the last step is trust and surrender. So you received the intuition, you took the action, and now you need to trust that it's all working out for the best, and you need to surrender and let it go. And just trust it's happening, it's done. This is also connected to when we are manifesting, that we allow the universe now to do the rest. And that's when it gets to be much easier, especially as an entrepreneur. As conscious entrepreneurs, we can really work with this. So my invitation for you is this week, can you pay attention to your intuition? Our intuition is very strong now, especially in Pisces season. All the information that is out there that your sixth sense can perceive and that your mind cannot understand. So can you just trust this gut feeling, this inner knowing, be curious where it leads you, and please share with me if you have any beautiful experiences or wonderful results in your business. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I see you next week on the Moon Tribe podcast. I have something special for my conscious women who are listening. I'd love to invite you to our Cosmic Sisterhood Moon Tribe Circle. Many of my clients have shared that they don't have so many people in their life who truly get it and with whom they can talk about the moon and all things magical. So I created this space for us to connect with other women on the spiritual path who are also into astrology, tapped into their intuition, fascinated by ancient wisdom, and who truly speak your language. In our New Moon Circle, once a month we come together online with sisters from all over the world to share and set our intentions together. It's such a beautiful heart space to feel supported and nourished on a deep soul level. So if you're craving this in your life, and if you would like to join us, you can find out more on the link in the show notes. And you can try the first month with the half price with the code Moon Magic. Hope to see you soon in our next circle. Thank you for listening to the Moon Tribe podcast with me, Simona Shimanovic. I'd love to share my free abundance meditation with you. Go to simonashimanovic.com and join the tribe.